Hi, it's Frenchy Bets. Welcome back to another video. Today we got top 24 wide receivers for PPR scoring. At number 20, we got Deebo Samuel, an electric playmaker, but just had too many mouths to feed in San Francisco for him to be ranked higher for me. He could easily be top 10 if someone goes down and is out for a while, but with everyone staying healthy, got him at number 20. His current ADP is 401, so I likely won't have him on many teams. There's other guys I like going later. At number 19, T. Higgins. Some people are higher on him than I am, but he's a number 2 on his team. I don't like having a number 2 on his own individual team as my number 1 receiver on my squad, so definitely don't like him being your number 1 receiver. If Jamar Chase goes down, we can see him dominate, but I don't like projecting injuries on guys, so he should be a top 24 guy with how good Cincinnati is, but I don't see him being a top 12 guy like he has last year. So his current ADP is at 304, and I can guarantee you I will have 0 T. Higgins on any of my teams. Just don't see it. Too much relying on Jamar Chase to have an injury, and it's hard to project an injury like that. So, number 18, Jerry Jeudy. If you've watched any of the previous videos, you know I'm projecting the Broncos offense to be much better with Sean Payton there now. And Jeudy was Russell Wilson's favorite target. So I think he's poised for a good season, ranked at number 18. And he's not going till the 506. I feel like that's pretty good value for him there. At number 17, Hollywood Brown. He's all the Cardinals have. They're a terrible team, but he's the only pass catcher they got. Got James Conner to run the ball, but nobody else to catch the ball. And Hollywood's been solid. Now with Hopkins gone, he's their true number 1. So especially if Kyler doesn't miss a lot of time, I think Hollywood is poised for a huge year. He's not going till the 6-11. I'll definitely be seeing some Hollywoods on my squads. It's a great value there for a guy that's really has top 12 upside in the 6th round. Love Hollywood this year. At number 16, Devonte Smith. Kind of the same situation as T. Higgins. He's a great receiver, but he's still a number 2 on his team. So I don't like having him as a number 1 receiver on my team. So if you could have him be your number 2, then okay, but I probably won't have much Devonte Smith either. The Eagles are a great offense. They do run the ball a lot, but a great offense, lots of chances for touchdowns. So Devonte Smith should be a top 20 guy, but I don't see him pushing into the top 12 range either. Good receiver too, but he is going at the 306. It's a little too early for my liking for a wide receiver 2. Number 15, Amari Cooper. The Browns, I'm projecting to have a better year than last year. They can't be much worse than they were last year with Deshaun Watson. Guy took a ton of time off, almost 2 years off of football, so I'm projecting Deshaun Watson to be back. He's been through training camp, mini camp, so should be more in sync with his receivers and playing a full season. I think Amari Cooper is going to have a great year. Currently going at the 409. It's a good spot for him to go. Not too early, not too late. I think it's just right for Cooper here. Number 14, Keenan Allen. Yeah, I know he's old. He's dealt with injuries in his history, but it's as steady as it gets for PPR. I mean, you know you're getting a ton of targets. and I'm projecting them to throw the ball a lot more. So that's just more yards, more catches for Keenan Allen. He's never really let down. He's always a steady guy. Probably not a guy that's got top 5, top 10 upside, but you know what you're getting. It's locked in every week. You know you're getting 12 to 15 targets and 50 to 80 yards, throwing a couple touchdowns. Might be able to crack the top 12, but he's currently going at the 403. That's good value if you ask me, especially if he's your wide receiver 2. I don't mind him being your wide receiver 1 if you went heavy running back or took an early quarterback or Travis Kelce. So, but as a wide receiver 2, great value there at the 403. At number 13, Jalen Waddle. Another number 2 on his team, but he's the best number 2 of the other guys between T. Higgins, Devonte Smith, and him. He's the best one in my opinion. Breakaway speed, elite playmaker. If Tyreek Hill goes down, he's a top 5 guy. Even with Tyreek there, I think he's easily has a chance to be inside the top 12. So obviously, I have him at 13, just for the fact that he's the number 2 on his team, and it's hard to have 2 guys inside the top 12. So, number 13, he's getting drafted at the 210. It's not a bad spot for him, but Jalen Waddle is an elite playmaker. You can't go wrong with Waddle. At number 12, Chris Olave, second-year guy. Got Derek Carr, who throws a deep ball a lot and is fairly accurate with it. We saw what he did with Devonte Adams last year, threw a ton of deep balls to him. So Olave is poised for a breakout. I could easily see him inside the top 5 if things go right, if he can get the touchdowns. But he's got the talent, he's got the skill, he's got a quarterback upgrade from last year. So I think top 12 should be pretty locked in for him. Currently being drafted at the 302. Love that spot. Absolutely love it. At number 11, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Another PPR guy. Gonna get you a ton of catches, ton of first downs. Not gonna get many big plays from him, but the Lions offense looked good. They were one of the better scoring teams in the league last year. I don't see that changing this year. So Amon-Ra should get a ton of catches, a ton of yards, and it all comes down to touchdowns for him. If he can lock into some more touchdowns, he'll be steady to go for a wide receiver 1. Currently being drafted at the 206. I don't hate that, but like I said, he doesn't have the big play ability. He's a PPR guy, so he's a safe guy if you want him as your wide receiver 1, and then take someone with higher upside, bigger plays as your wide receiver 2. Amon-Ra's a good spot going at the 206. At number 10, Garrett Wilson, another second-year guy. Second-year guys are a good spot to target. A ton of them have great talent, improved quarterbacks. Now with Aaron Rodgers instead of Zach Wilson, I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more. With Breece Hall's injury, going to take some time for him to get back to 100%. So I see them throwing the ball all over the place, and Garrett Wilson really having a breakout year with Aaron Rodgers as opposed to Zach Wilson. I mean, Zach Wilson's awful. So he's currently going at the 207. So 1 pick after St. Brown. I think that's a good spot for him. So if you can get Garrett Wilson on your squad, if you take one of these other guys in the first round, take Garrett Wilson in the second round, no, you got a receiver advantage every single week. So at number 9, got Devonte Adams. I know he's got a downgrade at quarterback, unlike some of these other guys, but Jimmy G's not terrible. He's provided fantasy value for receivers in the past, and he might not throw the ball deep a ton, but it's Devonte Adams. Everyone said he couldn't do it, leaving Rodgers and going to Derek Carr, and look what he did last year. He's a top 5 guy, ton of bomb touchdowns, PPR, yards, he does it all. He's getting up there in age, so between getting up there in age a little bit and Jimmy G, that's why I got him at 9, but I could look real stupid at the end of the year. It's Devonte Adams. He's done it every year, so he could be a top 5 guy, but I got him at 9, currently going at the 204. It's a little bit early for me. There's some other guys that I like with more big playability, better quarterback situations, and better offenses that I'm projecting. Number 8, I got CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee was great last year, and I don't see anything changing this year. The Cowboys have said that they want to run the ball more, but nothing in their offseason has shown that. They let Zeke go. They brought in more receivers and no running backs. So why would they run the ball more after getting rid of a running back and bringing in more receivers? I think their passing volume is going to stay at or maybe even slightly above what it was last year. And CeeDee was great. Dak and CeeDee got a nice connection. He's currently being drafted at the 111. I don't hate that. So if you're at the back of the draft, you could get CeeDee and go running back, or if Travis Kelce falls that far somehow, then CeeDee's a great guy to have as your number 1. Number 7 is Stefon Diggs. What can you say? Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs combo is great. Now, he had some offseason drama. Auto lights. Had some offseason drama not showing up, but I'm honestly not worried about it. He's saying he wants the ball more, but if you look at the targets, I don't know how he could get the ball much more. I don't see any issues with the offseason stuff or him whining. It's Stefon Diggs. He whined his way out of Minnesota. That's just who he is. But he's a great receiver on a great offense. So he's currently going at the 109, and not a bad spot for him. I don't love him. There's other guys I would rather have over Diggs, but it's not a bad pick. He should be pretty safe and locked into top 12 guy easily. At number 6, we got A.J. Brown. Great offense, great connection with Jalen Hurts, most targets of his career last year, and another year in the offense. What more can you ask for? Big plays. He's gonna get the job done. The Eagles are a great team, and A.J. Brown's an elite receiver, and they finally got him the targets that he deserved, unlike Tennessee did, and now he's fantasy gold. Currently going at the 112. I'd rather have A.J. Brown than Stefon Diggs. So, A.J. Brown's in a weaker division, in my opinion, defense-wise. So, I would much rather have A.J. Brown than Stefon Diggs. At number 5, DK Metcalf. Projected a huge year for DK. He's an elite athlete, speed, size. Can't ask for much more. He had his most targets and receptions of his career last year with Geno. He had the most end zone targets of any receiver last year and only had 6 touchdowns. That's got to come up. He's going to be locked in for 10 touchdowns, 12, maybe even 15 or 20. Who knows? But DK, with his elite talent, Geno finding him as often as he is. Seattle's a good offense and should move the ball. Geno's proved us all wrong that He just needed the right coach, and that guy was Pete Carroll. So take DK. Currently going at the 309. Love that. If you can get DK in the late second or third, you could get him in the middle of the third round. You're going to get a top 5 guy along with your first 2 round picks, whether you go running back, receiver, quarterback, tight end, doesn't matter. You're getting a top 5 guy in the 3rd round. Take DK. He's not going to let you down this year. Number 4, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's great. What more can you say? But dealing with an injury, a soft tissue injury. Don't love to see that in training camp. He's got a higher chance of re-aggravating that injury. If he wasn't injured, it'd be hard not to put him at number 1. Even with him last year, Justin Jefferson was a great number 1 receiver, and Cooper Kupp was outpacing him by far when Kupp was healthy. And he went down with the injury and obviously never came back because the Rams were out of it. So if Kupp stays healthy, he might be the steal of the draft going at 107. He was just that good. And Stafford just doesn't throw to anyone else. Why does he need to when you got a guy that good that's open on every single play? So Kupp is risky with his injury, but if he can get healthy and stay healthy, easily got a chance at being the number 1 overall receiver. Easy. Number 3, Tyreek Hill. Elite offense, elite speed. I think he's hungry. He said that he's gonna break the 2,000 yard mark receiving this year. So let's see if he can put his money where his mouth is. As long as Tua can stay healthy, Dolphins are going to be a good offense, and Tyreek Hill is the number 1 guy. Even if Tua is not healthy, last year with backups, Tyreek was still getting peppered with targets, actually even more targets than when Tua was there. And you got a chance for a touchdown on any play. It can be a 2-yard slant, and you got a chance for a touchdown with Tyreek Hill. So going at the 108, love it. I love a lot of Tyreek Hill. If I can get him, he's easily got a chance to be the number 1 receiver. Take Tyreek if you can. Number 2, Justin Jefferson. Another a great player. It's hard to justify putting one guy over another in this range. So my 1 through 4 could all easily be the number 1 guy. But I got Justin Jefferson at 2. I don't see anything changing from last year. He was great. And Dalvin Cook left, so he might even get more targets. But it's the Vikings. They still got a bad defense, so they should be in a lot of shootouts. So you can't go wrong with Justin Jefferson. What more can you say about the guy? Number 1, Justin Jefferson's going at the 101. Number 1 ranked receiver, Jamar Chase. I think it's Chase's turn to get the number 1 spot over these guys. Got a ton of targets, ton of yards, elite speed, elite playmaker, and he's got the best quarterback of any of these guys. Joe Burrow is just flat out better than any of these other guys I have ranked inside the top 5. They turned it over the offense and let him throw the ball a lot more last season. I don't see that changing. It worked well for him, and why would it when you got a guy like Jamar Chase? So with Burrow's injury, I'm not too concerned about it right now. If it keeps lingering and we find out that he's not going to start the season, then I'll have to drop Chase down a little bit. But right now, I got him as my number 1 guy. He could lead the league in touchdowns, and it won't shock me. He had a ton of red zone targets and way below expected touchdown volume. So I got Chase as my number 1 guy, currently going as the 103. All right, next video, we're going to do some running back rankings.